A very good afternoon, class. So, we are starting and continuing with our second lesson. As you all have seen, we have finished ample of topics in that lesson. So, just a quick revision of what all topics we have finished. So, we were at sources of business finance. Two types of sources are available, long-term sources and short-term sources. Under long term, we have finished the owned capital, shares, both the types of shares we have finished, equity shares and preference shares. Also, we have finished the topic retained earnings. And yesterday, we started with the topic borrowed capital. In that, we started with the term debentures. Okay. So, continuing with that same topic, yesterday I told you what is a debenture. It is an acknowledgement, it is a certificate which is issued by the company under its common seal, acknowledging a debt due to the holder. Okay. So yesterday we saw features of debentures. Now today we are going to start with the topic, what are the different types of debentures? So there are various types of debentures which are mentioned in your textbook. So they are segregated on the basis of four parts. Number one, on the basis of security. Number two, on the basis of transfer. Number three, on the basis of repayment. And number four, on the basis of conversion. So in all, there are total 8 types of debentures. We are going to see them one by one. Okay. So first type, we are seeing types of debentures on the basis of security. So class, yesterday we saw this was one of the features of debentures. Security we had seen it was of two types. It can be either fixed or floating. Remember class, the charge on assets wala topic? Yes. So it is related to that itself. Secured debentures. The debentures can be secured. The property of the company may be charged, fixed or floating as security for loan. The debentures are secured through the trust deed. As I told you all yesterday, the parties to debenture, in that we saw the trustees. This was the second party. So basically a trustee is formed, debenture trustee group is formed, and they enter into a contract which is called as the trust deed with the public if you all are issuing for more than 500 people. So at that time, the trust deed is made, which is a compulsion. So the debentures are secured, that is, it may be either fixed, that is, the charge can be done or created in favor of the fixed assets, which will be beneficial to the creditor, or floating, that is, in general assets. So basically, the debentures are secured. That means, kaise bhi karke, you will be getting your principal amount with the interest back. So that is a guarantee which you get when you invest in the debenture of the company. Okay. Unsecured debenture. These are the debentures that have no security. As the name suggests, there is no security. So if the company is not able to pay you back the money, your money is lost forever. The issue of unsecured debentures is now prohibited by the Companies Act 2013. So yesterday class, I told you all that only that whenever you are investing in debentures, 100% it is guaranteed that you will get your money back after a certain period of time, depending upon the rules and regulations of the company you are investing in. So basically, unsecured debentures cannot be issued by the company because it is the guideline which has been given by Companies Act 2013. So are you all clear with these two types? So on the basis of security, you have two types, secured debentures and unsecured debentures. Moving forward to the next type, the type of debentures on the basis of transfer. So on the basis of transfer, you can see there are two types. Number one, registered debentures. Second, bearer debentures. Now registered, as the name suggests, registration will be compulsory. That means registered debentures are those debentures on which the name of the holders are recorded. So registered means that compulsory your name will be recorded in the register of debentures. A company maintains a register of the debenture holders in which the name, address, and particulars of the holding of the debenture holders are entered. So that means whoever is purchasing the debenture of that particular company, all the name, address, all the important details will be entered in the register maintained by the company. Okay. Bearer debentures is as good as your not recording, unregistered you can say. So the name of the holders are not recorded on the bearer debentures. Such debentures are transferable by mere delivery. So that means your names are not recorded. So you can anytime transfer from your name to any other person because there will be no proof of it. There is no recording done. So that is bearer debentures or unregistered debentures you can see. All right. Moving forward with the next type of debentures on the basis of repayment. So on the basis of repayment, you have two types, redeemable and irredeemable. If you all have listened to the previous videos in which I have shared the topic preference shares, that time also I explained you all what do you mean by redeemable and irredeemable. Redeemable means you'll get it after some time, after certain period of time. Irredeemable only at the time of winding up of the company या emergency कुछ होगी, then only you will get your money. Otherwise, during the lifetime of the company, you won't get them back. They are irredeemable. So let's have a look. Redeemable. Debentures are mostly redeemable, that is payable at the end of some fixed period as mentioned on the certificate. Repayment can be made either at a specific date in the future or in installments during the lifetime of the company. Depending upon the contract, depending upon the decision made between the debenture holder and the company, you can get your money back after a certain period of time. Irredeemable debentures, these kind of debentures are not repayable during the lifetime of the company. They are repayable only after the liquidation of the company, that is only during winding up of the company or in case of any contingency or emergency. At that time only these debentures will be redeemed, otherwise they are irredeemable in nature. So class, we have finished 6 types. Just give me a quick brush up. Number one, we saw on the basis of security, secured and unsecured. On the basis of transfer, registered and bearer or unregistered. And the third one, on the basis of repayment, redeemable and irredeemable. Okay. Coming to the fourth and the last type, on the basis of conversion. So conversion means you have two types, convertible debentures, non-convertible debentures. So first we'll see convertible. As the name suggests, the convertible debentures give the right to the holder to convert them into equity shares. So it is as good as the preference shares also, convertible preference shares. So you can convert your debentures into equity shares after a specific period of time. Such right is mentioned in the debenture certificate. Now for this, you need to pass a special resolution. Remember class, last year we studied in general meeting, what is a special resolution? 75% or 3/4 majority should be there. So a special resolution must be passed for convertible debentures in the general meeting before you are issuing it to the public. The holder of this debenture is entitled to acquire equity shares at a price lower than the market value. So if at all you convert your debentures into equity shares, you can purchase those equity shares at a lower price in comparison to the market value. So this is one of the advantage if you convert your debentures into equity shares. Okay. Non-convertible debentures, as the name tell you, they are not convertible into equity shares on maturity. And the disadvantage of such type of debentures is that there is no appreciation in the value of debentures as well. जो प्राइस पे लिया था वही प्राइस पे मिलेगा, ना ऊपर होगा ना नीचे होगा. So no appreciation, no depreciation also. So this is the disadvantage of non-convertible debentures. So are you all clear with this topic class, debentures? So we saw what is the meaning of debentures, we saw the features of debentures, and now today we saw the types of debentures. So with this, we have basically finished borrowed capital ka first part, that is D. Now class, when I was teaching you all the next topic and the smart code which I explained you all for debt capital, you remember the smart code DPLLB? Yes. So we have finished with the debentures part. Now we are starting with the next topic, P, public deposit. So now another topic which we are covering today. It's a very small topic, very easy topic. Another source from which the company can collect borrowed capital. Okay. So let's have a look at this. Now debenture was basically for medium term. Now public deposit is an important source of financing short term requirements of the company. So the debentures are basically for medium term. We saw medium to long term, but most preferred for medium term. Public deposit on the other hand is basically an important source of financing if you're looking out for a short term period. Okay. Now, what is public deposit? As the name tells you, companies receive fixed deposits from the public for a period ranging from 6 months to 36 months. That is half year se lekar 3 years. So that is the time period as you make fixed deposits in bank, right? For 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. In the same way, you can give deposits to companies as well for a period ranging from 6 months to 36 months. Such deposits are called as public deposits. The company issues deposit receipt to the depositors the same way. जब आप बैंक में एफडी कराते हो तो बैंक आपको एक रिसीट देती है, एफडी का स्लिप देती है. You have to maintain it and keep it with you very safely. So in the same way, when you deposit in the company also, the company issues the deposit receipt to the depositors. It is an acknowledgement of the loan or debt given by the company. So it is the receipt which is given acknowledging कि हाँ ये बंदे ने मेरे को loan या debt दिया है. They are either secured or unsecured loans offered by the company. So secured, as we saw, charge on assets होता है, and unsecured means there is no charge on assets created. That is the difference between secured and unsecured loans. Okay. Another meaning of public deposit now we'll see as per Companies Act. So as per section 2 of 31 of the Companies Act 2013, deposit includes any receipt of money by way of deposit or loan or in any other form by a company, but does not include such categories of amount as may be prescribed in consultation with the Reserve Bank of India. So basically the bank ka rules and company ka rules will differ, correct? Because bank and company are different entities. So as per the company, what is the definition of a deposit? It can be any receipt of money by way of deposit or loan or in any other form by a company. But अगर आप किसी भी चीज में कोई भी अमाउंट में बैंक से रिलेटेड अगर कुछ कर रहे हैं, so that won't come under the term deposit as per Companies Act. So it will not include any such categories of amount as may be prescribed in consultation with the Reserve Bank of India. The above expression has been further elaborated by Rule 2(1) subsection C of Companies Acceptance of Deposit Rules 2014. This rule provides that deposit means any receipt of money in the form of deposit or loan by the company. So basically, we'll be learning the terms and conditions of acceptance of deposit. This topic is covered in brief in chapter number 5. So that time in detail, we'll see what is this public deposit exactly. Now for the time being, we are moving on to the next slide so that you'll understand कौन सी चीजें कंपनी के लिए डिपॉजिट मानी जाती हैं और कौन सी डिपॉजिट नहीं मानी जाती. So basically, what do they mean by this dialogue? Categories of amount as may be prescribed in consultation with the Reserve Bank of India. So we are coming to that in the next slide, and we'll be learning about the terms and condition about acceptance of deposits in detail in chapter number 5. So very important topic, deposits do not include. Now for a company, when we say deposit, तो ये सारी चीजें जो अभी आ रही हैं वो deposit नहीं मानी जाएगी. Number 1, any amount received from central government or state government. So if any government is giving money to the company, it won't come under the term deposit. Second, any amount received as loan from any banking company. So again, जहाँ पे बैंक इन्वॉल्व है, वो अगर आपको पैसा दे रहा है तो उसको डिपॉजिट नहीं माना जाएगा. Any amount received from foreign government or international banks, the same logic. First we were inside India, within India, the same applies for foreign also, abroad also. So if you are receiving any payment from foreign government or international banks, it won't be considered as a deposit. Any amount received by a company from any other company. तो अगर और कोई कंपनी आपको पैसा दे रही है, लोन दे रही है, प्लीज डोंट कंसिडर इट एज डिपॉजिट. Any amount raised by issuing commercial papers. So this I have already explained you all in first lesson. Remember certificate of deposits. Then I told you all about treasury bills. So all these doesn't come under deposit. These are all different issues because all these commercial papers, treasury bills, certificate of deposits, these are all issued by the central government. तो हमने पहले डायलॉग में ही देख लिया था कि कोई भी अमाउंट अगर सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट या स्टेट गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से आ रहा है तो हम उसको डिपॉजिट नहीं मानेंगे. Any amount raised by issue of bonds. So this topic bonds will be covering on Monday, the video which I'll be sending you. So any amount you're raising by issuing the bonds also won't be considered as a deposit. Any amount received in trust, again trustee, charity, donation kind of thing, no deposit. Any amount received by way of subscription to any shares or debentures. So if you are applying for shares, buying the shares of the company, you cannot consider it as a deposit. So all these things are not coming under the term deposit of the company. So that is, apart from these, whatever money you're taking from the public for a period of 6 months to 36 months can be termed as public deposit. Okay. So with this class, we stop the session over here. I hope you all are clear with the topic which I have taught you all. Again, I'm telling you all, if there is any doubt, please let me know. You all can WhatsApp me so that in the next video, I can keep in mind all your doubts and try and see to it that all your doubts are clear as per the coming sessions. Okay. So we stop here class for today and thank you so much for listening to me. Keep studying, stay safe and keep practicing. All right. Thank you so much class.